is up, ladies and gentlemen? Are we ready to try this again? I think that we are. Very similar start to last time. Just kidding. We're already doing a lot better. Computer's working a lot better. Went ahead over the night and did some cleanup. That way we could get this thing back to working. It's pretty sad, actually, just to kind of let everybody know what I think happened. Go ahead and keep in mind that I am somewhat computer illiterate. I only have a little bit of computer knowledge from my conversation with Mr. Andrew B. On Talking Tech. However, I pretty much have deduced that this problem occurred after I had downloaded Telegram to my laptop so that I could try to do live streaming a little bit differently. It backfired tremendously. Everything started working spectacularly slow once I started streaming, and the results were what you had last night. So there is a 100% chance that I'm going to go ahead and delete that first go round. So forgive me. I'm sure we all had a really good laugh, experiencing one of my personal hells together. However, we can go ahead and leave that behind us. Moving forward with vigor, we are ready for the new show. So welcome to the Tribune show. I appreciate everybody turning out, having a good time. I know there was a lot of competition tonight as far as streams go. I didn't really anticipate to go Monday night, but hey, I wanted to give you guys a show, so here it is. Watch it when you can, right? But again, I appreciate you tuning in. We're going to go ahead and dive right on into a myriad of subjects. Open up the phone lines, let some people call in or video in, whatever the heck you want to call it. And then we're going to call it a night. It's not going to be a super duper long stream, doesn't have to be, but should be entertaining and informative nonetheless. So let's go ahead and get right into it. I'd like to go ahead and start the show, pose it with a question. And that question would be, who all, show of hands, has had a chance to actually watch the SpaceX disaster launch? No, I don't say disaster because a disaster happened or anything like that. I say disaster because there were some disastrous moments in editing, film creation, psyoping, whatever the heck you want to call it. Well, lots to get into there. But first, I will just go ahead and touch back over some basic news. I'm sure you guys have all heard about the Japan's discovery of over 7,000 new islands. Absolutely ridiculous. It'd be one thing if it was just like one or two. I could see how maybe that could get overlooked, but we're basically talking about, by their own admission, more than doubling the count of how many islands they have. So it's a pretty spectacular find. Let me go ahead and get this pulled up for you guys, in case you didn't catch the show, and again, I am going to delete it, the first one anyway, so I'm just going to touch base over this. We're going to dive right into the SpaceX launch, and we're going to have a good time. So let's go ahead and pull this up. Nuba, I'm very flattered, by the way. Whitsitter Tribune, Tribune for the win. Appreciate that. High charisma, high energy. It's all about providing that to the people. So, although the information is really important, and he definitely does not shy on it, I do appreciate people who like my style. And by the way, speaking of style, folks, you got to go ahead and head on over to the Melodome and get yourselves a Melodome t-shirt. This thing is super duper comfortable, and the show's going right because I'm wearing it. I believe that in my heart, superstitiously. So it's a fact. So if you support the Melodome, you are supporting me also spiritually. Not financially, but spiritually, and that's good enough. So Melodome's great people over there, and they got great merch. So super comfortable shirt. Go ahead and check them out. Great design. Probably not even in the chat, but I don't care. Might see this eventually. Whatever. We're going to go ahead and do a shout out here in just a minute. But first, I do want to see the show of hands from everybody watching who actually had the chance to watch through that SpaceX launch. Give me your thoughts. Give me your opinions on it. If you have watched it, what was your favorite blunder moment? Let us know in the chat. while I go ahead and get this pulled up for us. So it should take just a moment. Albeit, hopefully not a long moment. We'll go ahead and... No, I still got it pulled up. Here we go. I'm going to do this one at a time. That way we don't slow down and crash and burn. So, USA Today, let's get to it. Just a little bit of adjusting here. All right. This one's actually not too bad. But we do want to make that bigger. That is small. Okay. Whatever. As good as it's going to get. Let's go ahead and get on into it. We'll go ahead and check those chats here in just a moment. But first, let's see what the heck happened over in Japan. All right, how did this even happen? Japan adds 7,000 previously undiscovered islands to its territory after a recount. Those famous recounts, right? If only we could get one of those over here for some things. Okay, maps and geography books are now in need of an update after Japan has discovered 7,000 new islands in the Pacific Ocean. So that big, vast ocean that nobody's been out there with their measuring sticks to check the distances and things. We'll go ahead and continue on. Where the heck is that it? Is that the entire article? Or is there another page? I think that's the entire article. I'm cool with it. Short, sweet, to the point, all right? There was another article that went into more details. Look at that. Almost looks like a flat earth. They got this little stupid curve over here. All right, let's get this propaganda off the page. We're off to a great start, right, folks? So, basically, they had did a recount of some previous photos and some radar imagery. You know the way that they actually do the topographical maps now and the nautical maps? You know, they're not actually like doing like measurements and things like that. They're apparently just like taking, pictures and snapshots and just mapping it out across and what I imagine is a plain survey table. So they've been doing that since the 1800s, but I digress. Lots of new land out there. No, it's not volcanoes. It's just, how many people are actually out there doing this exploring? I know Globers won't hesitate to jump in and be like, oh, we got all these private explorers going all over the place, and that's why everything's been discovered, and yada, yada, yada. But I just don't see that as being the case, especially when you look into some of these quote-unquote explorers, and you see that they're con men, been convicted in court. Can't remember the guy's name. Somebody in chat can probably help me out. The guy who got caught faking stuff in Antarctica that Jaren's pointed out. It's super funny. Super duper funny. Okay, let's go ahead and check those chats, guys. I'll start with the YouTube. As I'm going through, go ahead and shout you out. If you have a good comment, of course, I like to read it. So that's always a fun little competition, right? Let's see who can get their comment read. All right. OTW News, what is up, my friend? Mojo Shop, don't be troubled. One love for all. It is true. And I am definitely feeling the love tonight, guys. So I appreciate you stopping by. Nuba is ready, and so am I. OTW again. FE Nation, what is up? All right. I think that's all we got for now. So has nobody watched the launch at this point? Or any of the funny gaffes? This will be a good show. If not, right, you'll be able to learn a thing or two. But I was just curious to get some other people's opinions. I don't always catch all the gaffes, right? So it's always refreshing when you're going through and you just see like something ridiculously out of place. It's totally impossible. And then to watch the Globers have to do continuous mental gymnastics to try to defend that position. But anyway, let's go ahead and head over to the Rokfin. Andrew B, what is up, my friend? Rockledge is fairly close to TT. What do you mean by Rockledge? Is that like a place? You mean Rock Ridge? I know where Rock Ridge is. Nuba Austin gets the catch up. Nice. Love it. Sky's the limit. What's up, guys? I am an Rockledge. Okay, gotcha. If you need computer help or advice, sky's the limit. I do need computer help and computer advice desperately. So I'm gonna be setting up a private stream for anybody who wants to help me with that, and then we can all have a good conversation on it. I know there's a lot of difference of opinions of it, and it's not a debate or anything like that. So please don't get the wrong idea. But I would definitely like to get some good knowledge on it so that I know what I'm getting myself into. I've started to come to the conclusion that I may not be the one to personally build it since I'm getting continuously swamped with all the endeavors I keep taking on. But I do have somebody in town that will actually build it for me, so that is a huge plus. And they won't charge me an arm and a leg for it either. So, good stuff there. We also have who else? That was it for the Rokfin. All right, awesome guys. We appreciate you turning out, making this the show that it is. It definitely wouldn't be as fun without you guys. That's for sure. That is for sure. All right. So without further ado, let's go ahead and pull up the SpaceX launch, right? Because this thing is this thing was a freaking doozy, right? Okay. SpaceX launch. I can't remember the name of the actual rocket though. Um, was it this? No, it wasn't Starlink. They were going to the what is this? March 8th. Yes, this was the one. What is this? Let's click this. SpaceCoastLaunches.com. Let me just pick up the name real quick, and then I'm gonna go ahead and just Google it. Unless they have it right here. Oh yeah, look at this marketing. Hold on, I'm gonna share this. These guys are like expert marketers. And it's like you wonder why people like fall for it so hard, right? It's because people do not make decisions based on logic 99% of the time. The regular person, the sheeple person, right? So the regular person is going to make their decisions based off of hold on, I'm just adjusting this a little bit. Based off of emotion, right? So you'll find often, especially with like sales and things like that, commercials, all the time, you can start to spot the different aspects that go into the things that convince somebody to do something or not do something, right? Um, for anybody who's not familiar with sales and like the way that works, typically there's like set funnels that people will have, like questions, thoughts that people will take you down and to lead you to some sort of conclusion. And the way that it works is it's either A or B. Either you're going to come to one conclusion or you're going to come to the opposite conclusion. And either way, you've differentiated yourself between a customer and a non-customer, and then the salesman can go ahead and move on. So with the space stuff, all the stuff that comes from the United States government, even you can spot the layers of propaganda, and most of the time it's not even very good, right? Like we're not dealing with the best of the best here whatsoever. So let me go ahead and actually try to find the name of it, and I can't, of course. No, nope, not it. Let me go ahead and check the chat. Chat, help me out. What is the name of that launch that just happened with SpaceX to the space station, I believe? Admiral Dickie Bird, what is up? Welcome to the show. I am certainly good. I hope you are good as well. Maybe Rokfin has the answer. Who's going to come up with the answer first? Rokfin or YouTube? Nobody knows. It's probably going to take just a minute for people to get that. You know what? Let's just do this then. Let's... Okay. Let's do this. And then let's just search it by video. SpaceX Crew 6. That's why I didn't remember it, because it was so lame, right? They didn't even try with this name. Crew 6, March 2nd launch. Boring. Have some showmanship, damn it. All right. Let me go ahead and get this pulled up for you guys, and then we will start going through this. This is fun stuff. I'm going to mute it so I don't get copyright. And, of course, just a little bit of adjusting. Probably spent like a whole 2 to 3 minutes adjusting the screen here. But what are you going to do? Now, let's not leave the border. Let's get that. Let's get rid of that. And almost there. Boom. Perfect. Here we are, as promised. So, obviously, we are not going to watch this whole 4-hour thing. I'm just going to go ahead and click through some prime parts that I found really, really funny. So, let's go ahead and get to it, right? This might take me just a minute. Of course, you know, you got the setup here. Look at these guys. These seem super ready. Isn't this freaking hilarious? Guys, think about this. If you were about to go to space, right? You're about to like get launched off of this tiny flying space rock as we were hurling millions of miles an hour through space in some vectors. You think these guys would show a little bit more nervousness? Maybe this guy over here on the side. He looks like he's a little nervous, but overall, pretty unconvincing. Let's go ahead and skip. We're going to hit all the elements of the launch, guys. You know how it goes, all the marketing involved. They got the crew set up, and then they're going to have, outside shots of the shuttle, just from all these, like, dramatic angles here. That way you can get a good look and get a good feel for what's happening here. And it's like, oh, my goodness. We're about to go to space. We're about to go to space, guys. It's so real. All right, and you know it's real because you see that little tunnel there? You can see people in it, right? So they're not going down this whole shuttle and then going out some secret trap door in the bottom and sitting in some room with comfortable chairs and a TV with snacks. That'd be stupid. They're going to space. All right, let's move on here. Skipping ahead. Gotta love this stuff here. Nope, they're totally cool. These guys must have balls of steel, dude. I'd be pretty nervous. Dare I say I might even be, like, shitting myself a little bit. Pardon my language. About to launch off into, to a craft, right? That's going to be moving 17,600 miles per hour. Just whipping through space. Absolutely hilarious. All right. Yep. Thumbs up, guys. About to bullshit the world. Go ahead and okay, we don't need the breakdown, right, of the astronauts and all that bull crap. Let's skip ahead. Let's get to the good stuff. Where's the launch? Full disclosure, guys, I did not watch the whole launch. I clipped in and out because, quite frankly, I find most of this stuff pretty boring. It's only very few things that I get like a good amount of entertainment from, like these guys' demeanors. Almost looks like it's a mannequin, but you can still see faces here, so I guess they're in there. Chilling in their spacesuits. Are we going to get a shot of the actual launch? Ooh, sorry about that. Today's beverage sponsored by Vitacan. The Tribune is never troubled, thanks to the Green Goddess. All right. I wonder what they're saying. What are they saying here?
Seeing that launch tonight, Bill, and all the work that we're doing in low Earth orbit on the space station is really paving the way for deep space. So what is next for Artemis?
Well, we have just this unbelievable opportunity now to go back to the moon, but this time it's different. First of all, we're going to a different place on the moon.
I don't know why they're talking about going to the moon.
It's the South Pole.
I thought they were going to the space station.
That's where we
this dude literally was asleep. Did you catch that? This guy was literally asleep
all of a sudden you
for a
have
moment.
Hydrogen and oxygen. You've got rocket fuel.
I don't know how you could sleep
We're
in
also
in those
going
conditions
back
if it's
for
real.
a different reason. We're going to stay there. We're going to learn to live, to work there, to invent, to create.
This newscaster is super hopeful, super optimistic, and you know, you do have to admire about him, right? So let's go ahead and oh, this is gold. All right. Where we got the money shots of the ISS and the space station shenanigans.
Safe and strong on long-duration exploration missions.
Deadlifts are awesome.
Another good sign of good propaganda is going to be the music. You can hear this stuff in the background.
We're testing technologies that will be critical to our return to the moon and Great Leap to Mars.
Very inspiring. The Great Leap to Mars, dude. Screw the moon. We're going to Mars.
On our home planet, allowing us to find new ways
Nice.
to
This is
combat
totally real.
disease back on Earth and develop technologies to deliver clean water to remote communities in need.
Our work in space is going to help us bring water to kids in need in third world countries. I wonder why they started saying that, right? Could it be all the flat earther memes calling them out for wasting trillions of dollars in, you know, bullshit? Great picture here. Look at that Aurora Borealis. This is totally a real picture right here.
The spectacular vantage point of more than 200 miles above our planet supports our monitoring of Earth's climate, natural disasters, and plant life.
Somehow we got stuck in a commercial. Let me skip by here and let's get to the actual launch once again.
SpaceX and the NASA side get
Shut
comfortable
up.
that we're good.
I'm muting them. Right? Who wants to hear that? Look at this guy. You can just tell that he gets all his beliefs from a book. NASA coats, dude. It's excellent marketing. Excuse me. All right. All right, so I'm actually trying to skip ahead to the actual launch. It says that this is the launch, but it looks like this is a bunch of bullshit. Pardon my language, guys. It's just a little frustrating. Having to watch through 2.5 hours of video trying to get to the money shot, as they say. They're not going to show it to us, are they? Oh, my goodness. Oh. Spoke too soon? Something's happening. Throttle up, guys. Ooh. There we go. Oh, don't go back to the office. Fuck. Don't go back to the office. No. Get back to the launch. Flying through the air. All right. Guys, come on. Stop it with the freaking games. Very theatrical. Very dramatic. You gotta love this. All the steam coming off. Forget the reason for the steam. I think they're like cooling off the rocket so it doesn't explode from the heat. Who knows? I don't care about the astronaut. We can probably do another video going into their backgrounds and how theirs feels, but for now, let's just, please God, launch already. 3.5 hours in, it still hasn't launched. By this time, I'm pulling my freaking hair out. Right here. I mean, I'm trying to skip to like right before it, guys. I'm so very sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. Don't be mad at me. Be mad at NASA. This is actually the official NASA channel. So everything that we're about to see here is official, guys. Make no mistake about it. Let's go ahead and woo, there it is. Yeah.
space station.
That's totally not an inserted audience track either, by the way.
The 9 Merlin when
That's
he enters
real.
the first stage. Hearing good calls. Stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
Nominal. They love saying that word. All systems are nominal. Yeah, give us that altitude.
We're now at T plus 34 seconds into the 6th rotational crew mission on board Dragon and
All right.
49.
Power and telemetry nominal.
Stage 1.
Let's see, how long does it take for them to switch views, right? We're watching this baby go all the way up into the heavens, into the cosmos, into the great, dark unknown.
Pressure that the vehicle will experience during flight.
Let's see this bad boy go all the way up to the space station, right?
Supersonic.
That call out there indicating the vehicle's traveling faster than the speed of
I
sound.
imagine that this was a great opportunity for the Globers to get out there with their ISS finders and be like, look, there it is. There's the rocket. And totally show us flat earthers how stupid we are, right?
F1 Bravo indicator are different abort modes that are called that allow the ground teams and the crew to track about the position of the Falcon 9 and the Dragon as they make their way up the eastern seaboard. In the event of an abort, these different abort modes would indicate about the position where Dragon would land, as well as indicate what series of maneuvers Dragon would indicate. But so far we're hearing
Well, it took
good
it
calls
forever
on
once again,
performance
but here
of
we
the
go.
Falcon 9 on its ride
Of course,
up.
we're not going to see it go to
1
space.
minute 53
It's just going to
seconds
level
in
out.
flight.
Probably go land somewhere. Somewhere else. My theory. Oh, okay, we got that cut. Boom, nice. Of course, we're not going to get to see the full length all the way up.
By stage separation and second engine start, which is the ignition of that MVAC
Trademark
engine on
right
the
here.
second stage.
1, 2, 3, 4. There's only 5. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, there's only 5. Sorry. No occultic numberage
Now
going on
about
here.
10 seconds away
We're good.
from main engine
This
cutoff.
rocket launch is clean. What the I don't know why they got to show that. That's super important for some reason. Skip ahead a little bit.
And those callouts occurring about once every minute. Now we're about 20 seconds away from the first stage entry burn.
And this is super
That
real
burn
too.
will last about 30 seconds.
We know that
and
this
help
is how it
slow the
goes because this is what they
vehicle
show us
down as it
every time.
re-enters back
So
into the Earth's atmosphere.
that clipping out that you see, that's nothing to be concerned about.
And there you can see
Stage 2, FTS has safed.
on your screen that first stage entry burn has begun. That booster sees high drag, which actually scrubs roughly 70% of the velocity by the time that the landing burn begins.
All right, let's go ahead and
So about another 10 seconds of this
skip on
entry
ahead
burn.
once again. Let me find another good spot here.
Again, 3 engines relit, the center and 2 radial engines.
This is
And
only showing
conclusion
part
of
of
that
the
entry
launch.
burn.
I'm seeing it's not showing things that I seen the first time. What the hell? I watched this live too. Good thing I screen recorded some stuff. So, what are you gonna do, NASA? I thought ahead. I thought you might make it hard to find your bloopers. So
just
we'll go through that in just a second. I was just giving you an intellectual honesty test.
To catch a quick glimpse of the
What about here? Anything good right here? If not, I'm gonna go ahead and leave this video and pull up the video that I screen recorded from the live.
After the flight of the Demo 1 mission. Like Andre said, all the best things.
Oh, look at that.
Tries. Happy that we could get you off tonight.
Here it is
If you
departing,
enjoyed your
I
ride,
guess.
Please don't forget to give us 5 stars. Over to LD for some words.
What the hell?
A friendly reminder to put your sushi orders in for CRS 27.
What the hell's with all that light?
Have a safe ride to the space station, and we look forward to seeing you when you get home. Thank you for flying SpaceX.
What?
Expected losses, signal Bermuda.
And SpaceX Dragon copies all. That was fantastic. Thank you.
Oh, that was fantastic. Hey, look, they got the little astronaut hanging from a very stiff wire here, so that you can totally tell that there's zero gravity. Look at the thing here moving. Zero gravity, guys, is totally real.
And SpaceX Dragon, we'd like to really.
You have to be a bigot and a fool
ride to orbit today.
to not believe this.
Appreciated. May have taken 2 rides, but 2 times, but it was worth the trip. And I guess I'll pass it over to Woody for some words.
Where the heck? There was one where it had a super fake looking satellite out there looking, not that. All right. So I'm going to have to go ahead and just dive into the Telegram saved messages to pull this up for you guys. So just give me 1 second. Very comical, though, the launch, and they definitely cleaned it up. You can tell that they cleaned it up. So let me go ahead and show you some of the stuff that was removed from that, unless, maybe I just missed it, right? If I did just miss it, then somebody pointed out in the video. And if you're a Glober, go ahead and explain what it is that we are seeing, right? So let me go ahead and get this pulled up for our entertainment purposes. By the way, folks, just a quick disclaimer. None of this is spiritual advice, financial advice, geographical advice, legal advice. None of the advice that you could construe is for entertainment purposes, right? So everything that I'm using is in fair use. You guys can just deal with it if you have a problem with it. I know I'm not talking to my audience, but you know who you are. So, okay. Let's go ahead and get this Telegram up without it taking for absolute ever. It seems to be going all right. Okay. Perfect. All right, so this was posted. I actually posted this little video in my Telegram channel. So if you are not part of my Telegram channel, you're missing out. We're building it. It's a great, small little community, but growing. So a great chance to go ahead and get in, get to meet some people, some fans of the show. And yeah, it's just a really cool place. It's free, of course, to use the Telegram. And okay.
To the crew from SpaceX Mission Control.
Here's the video. Now let me share the screen. Boom. Okay. 1 second. Hate when the proportions are weird. All right, we'll go ahead and run with it. So here we are. This was screen recorded. I recorded it from my phone, and then I uploaded it to Telegram almost instantly. Another great reason to go ahead and use Telegram, by the way, very superior to email. Quicker, larger sizes, like indefinite sizes from what I've seen. And you can even live stream on it now, I'm finding out. So as soon as I get some of the bugs worked out for that'll be the new way to call in. So go ahead and get your Telegram account, right? Completely free. And then you too can see what all the fuss is about. And by the way, there's also great people on there too. You can join Journalism's chat, Witsit's chat. It's just a really great way to get a little more personal with the community. So that way you get to know us and know that we're not just strange people out here with strange beliefs, that we're actually real people with real evidences behind the things that we say too. So let me go ahead and get this plan for you guys.
To the crew from
You're gonna
SpaceX
love
Mission
this.
Control. It's very similar. There's a view there.
Pay attention to
that's
this
David
capsule
Wang
here.
Now. And it's very similar to NASA's Capcom at JSC. That person's the point person to basically
Looking a
make
little
decisions
off.
on distilling all the technical information that they are receiving from, the launch teams, if it is launch day, or now the to the crew.
Let me pause that. Mute that, I should say. Did anybody catch that? I'm gonna let it play one more time. Give you guys an opportunity to go ahead and see if you caught the blooper there. Super funny. Just one more time, and this time I'm gonna pause it so that you guys can really see it. So it actually kind of starts right here. You see this thing getting really orange. It's like someone's trying to adjust the colors. It's really like a warm orange. And then it's like, oh crap, we can't do that. Let's cool it down, right? And so I paused it right at the coolest part of the color change here. You can see they got this nice, attractive baby blue, like night baby blue color on the capsule. Absolutely stunning, guys. And this is how you know that it's real, because this is how the light would act in space, right? So if you had a capsule and it was being lit by like the sun, and there's no atmosphere, right, or anything like that, it's just the just vacuum, right? If anything, very low atmosphere, right? It is just between here and the ISS, so try not to nail me to the cross on it. But this is totally what would happen, right? When it when it starts hiding from the sun, it would totally turn this like blue color. Absolutely not. This is a total farce, a joke. Um, it's obvious that we should call out stuff like this. That at the very least, we can prove that some editing is being done that's not being talked about, and then we can actually start talking about it. Like, why in the heck are they messing with the colors of this? How are they even messing with the colors of this? I thought this was a live feed, and we were looking at a live feed from the capsule with a camera. So what the freak is going on here? Um, Absolutely hilarious. So, all right, let me go ahead and get rid of that. Boom. I think now is about as good a time to do a small little plug as any. We do appreciate everybody tuning in, but folks, the way that the show continues to grow and continues to get better is with your support, and so we do appreciate it. We're definitely not going to beg for it. However, we will let you know that all of the donations, everything that you guys are throwing towards the show, first and foremost, is going towards a new computer system and setup. That way, we can have more information ready to go, better looking stuff for one, more dynamic, lots of cool, moving, interesting things, and that way, I don't have to be as interesting. Just kidding. I still intend to be super charismatic, but there's just a lot more that I want to do with this stream, and I feel like you guys would really benefit from that as well. It would be much more entertaining while we present this gravy. And yeah, so that's what it's going towards first and foremost. I should let everybody know I already have over $200 towards it. So guys, that is from all of you. I cannot thank you enough. So share the love. There's 3 ways to do so. 4 ways technically, but these are the 3 that I like to cover. The first way, it's going to be my personal favorite. It's going to be Rokfin, right? So what you're going to want to do, if you haven't already, if you're on the YouTube side, is you're going to want to go into the description of this video, and there is a link, right? This link is going to take you to one of the best resources for the truther community that there is. This is Rokfin.com. I recommend you use them in browser. They're still working out some kinks for the application. To say the least, the application is pretty buggy, but still works, and the browser works great. So use that, and there's multiple options. Now, you can just do a free option, right? And that's all well and cool. We definitely appreciate it. You can watch all the content, make sure that nothing gets, missed or deleted, because YouTube, who knows, right? Any one of these shows could be my last over here. So be sure to check the Rokfin in case, there's something that you're not seeing over here. But not only that, but if you decide that you'd like to support not only me, but the numerous other content creators out there like Jaronism, Mellowdome, Karen B, Brian Stavely, and more, then I recommend that you do the $15.99 membership. You do that once a month, and it supports all of us. So helps keep the truth content coming, and you unlock the best premium content out there. So the paid for content that you can't always find. A lot of Jaronism stuff is ending up that way. So again, it's just another great reason to go ahead and check out the Rokfin. It's coming along really cool over there. Not only that, but something else that you guys can do is you can check out the Flat Earth, Sun, Moon, and Zodiac app. Go ahead and keep up to date with that Flat Earth debate. Get all the talking points you need from the Flat Earth archives. And then you have the ability to not spend hours and hours on Google, being lied to, fed propaganda. You can also use the friend finder, kind of like the social media aspect, and you can find all of the fellow true earthers in your area. So go ahead and check it out, the Flat Earth, Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app by Blue Water Bay. And by the way, don't forget to use your referral code Tribune when you download. That way they know who sent you. Right now, I only have one person under there, under my name, so hey, I really appreciate you, whoever you are. Welcome to the Flat Fam. And let's get some more out there. Let's spread the love, right? So that is going to be that. The other way to support the show, of course, is going to be right below. Really fun stuff. You can support me at buymeacoffee.com/Tribune. Interrupt the entire show. Stop me dead in my tracks with a loud ding and force me to read your message live. Now, it says force. I actually want to, right? If I didn't want to, I'd turn off the thing. But it's a great way to get to be your 5 seconds of fame before I open up the lines. It's really awesome, and it supports me. So go ahead and check that out. And if you don't want to do that, if you want to just do the easiest thing possible, then just go to Cash App MrTribune. Write me a message. I'll read it live on the show at the end. So another reason to check out Rokfin. This particular show, the Tribune show, is only half on this side, and the other half is going to be on the Rokfin. So actually here in about 15 minutes or so, we're going to go ahead and move on over, finish out, open up the lines, and we will see who joins up. But that's going to be, shook the table. That is going to be where the fun is had. So I hope that you guys will join me over there. So we're going to do, like I said, half the show over here. And then we're going to talk a little bit about some contentious YouTube banning topics. So I appreciate it if you guys will hop on over there at some point before we do call this. So having a lot of fun earlier, actually, before we jumped in here, got things ready for the show. I was in the Cosmology Discord server doing a debate with the whole panel, with the Flat Earthers against Fight the Flat Earth. Absolutely hilarious, this guy. So many fallacies, so rapid fire, so ready to fire them off, and always trying to overwhelm you on a case of accounts, right? Just super duper funny. Tries to say that there are no flat maps. You know, all of the maps that are flat have distortions in them, and that's because we're really a globe, right? This is obvious. This is so obvious that we're on a globe, right? And it's like, well, if it's so obvious, you know, the question I'd have for you, Craig, would be, would you consider nautical charts and topographical charts to be flat Earth maps? Or it's not flat Earth maps, sorry, that's where I was going with it. Spoiled it, dang. Would you consider those to be accurate maps? And of course, the answer was yes, until we start picking it apart. Then you start backpedaling on Plane Survey. It's really fun stuff. Really fun stuff over there. So you can definitely check that out. There's also another, hey, Nuba, with the coffee. We appreciate that. Testing troublingtribune.com. Oh, nice. Hey, we appreciate that, guys. That is another really important thing to shout out and plug. I actually have my website up live thanks to Nuba here, who just went ahead and tested it out. It's going to be troublingtribune.com. So go ahead and get all the Tribune resources there. Nuba worked awesome, my friend. I really appreciate it. He is awesome. All right. So what the heck else did I want to cover while we were over on this side? I know that didn't have a whole lot, but still some fun stuff. So we went ahead and we did Japan, we did the SpaceX. Now there was some more bloopers, but it's just kind of a lot of work to pull it in. I realize we're burning through a lot of time pretty quickly. So let's go ahead and have a few more laughs, right? At the expense of our president, Mr. Biden. I know most of you are going to say, not my president, right? And that's totally fine. Let me pause this. Ah, man, it's going to have the music. It's going to copyright me. Shoot. Didn't realize it was going to do that. I should have pre-checked. Well, maybe we not do that. Nah, we're doing it. We're definitely doing it because these are funny. All right, I'm trying to see one that won't have music. Maybe we do this one.
That's why I had so damn.
Okay. This doesn't have music on it. This is from Economic Times. Perfect. All right, let me share the screen. It's always good to get a good laugh And I think that the president of America right now is losing it, definitely losing it. It's been saying a lot of really funny and crazy stuff. So I know that we were real big on it early on when it was really, really funny. And now it's like, oh man, it's almost getting sad. But I actually venture to say that it's still funny. I still find it very funny. So I'm going to go ahead and share some of that with you guys. Let's go ahead and I'm freaking scrolling right past it every time. Every single time. Not share screen alt, just the share screen. Where is it? Boom. Okay. Everybody's probably familiar with the "My butt's been wiped." Maybe that one will make the maybe that one will make it. Who knows? I haven't pre-watched this. I had a different one planned, but I forgot about the music because I'm slow sometimes. So, what are you gonna do, right? We're only human after all. So, let's go ahead and get this man going, the star of the minute, Mr. Biden.
Many other people I grew up have cancer, and why can't for the longest time Delaware had the highest cancer rate in the nation.
What?
America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was going to excuse me.
Hold on. Get out of here, music. Oh man, it's really trying to get me. I'm not doing it. I'm not gonna get copyright for you, Biden. Nice try. You're trying to bait me. Trying to do this old bait and switch BS. It's not gonna work. So I'm just gonna get rid of you. I'm just gonna get rid of you, and we're gonna move on. Everybody, you can go watch your Biden gaffes on your own time. I'm sorry. Boo, I know. Throw the Rotten Tomatoes. Go ahead and close out that. All right. Who has heard of the new Ohio derailment? We're still in the YouTube safe news. We'll go ahead and cover this. And one more thing, and then get on out of here over to the Rokfin side. So I hope you guys will join it. Actually, you know what? This new stuff with the Ohio derailment's actually kind of health involved as well. So I might save that. Let's do this one instead. We got more falsified history, guys. Really exciting stuff here. As one thing I love as a contrarian in general, someone who just likes to argue and for the mainstream to be wrong all the time. This just leaves me with glee. That's my own bias coming out, but hey, it's honest, right? And that's what we need in the world. So you can like it or lump it, but it is what it is. This article's freaking like it looks like it's huge on my screen, so I'm gonna have to feel this out. How the heck are we doing this? This is from Business Insider. Okay, and the headline, of course, caught my attention, to be fair. The headline grabber, right? But again, I love falsified history, so we'll go ahead and get rid of that trash and start dealing more with what we can actually verify. That way we have less of his story and more of our story. So let's go ahead and no thanks. I don't want to be signed up. Business Insider, get out of here. Okay. Archaeologists in Israel left red-faced after it transpired that a unique ancient inscription was carved last summer. Look at this. This thing doesn't even look good. It looks bad. It looks really bad. Like, me and my son Riker, he's 3 going on 4 in April. And I'm willing to bet that he and I could make something similar to this. Maybe even of better quality, right? Let's rough it up a little bit more, add some more dirt. We could really make that thing look aged. So let's go ahead and dive right in. What the heck even was this, right? An inscription bearing the name of a Persian king is not authentic, the Israel Antiquities Authority said. In a demonstration, an expert in ancient inscriptions had etched the words into the shard last summer. The Antiques Authority said they take full responsibility for the unfortunate event. Those are the bullet points, right? So now we know kind of what happened. Antiquities Authority on Israel backpedaled on Friday after they announced its supposedly ancient inscription of the name of the Persian king was not authentic. Now, folks, this is actually really funny and a really old con. You actually see this, and I hate to use them as an example, but this is where they brag, right? This was Hollywood actually depicts this all the time of, when we're talking about the ancient times and stuff, kings would just go over to neighboring nations, hold up a fake deed, and be like, "Yeah, your land is actually mine. Here's the proof right here." And then they'll go and they'll use that as an excuse to wage war. So this is funny that it's actually the name of a Persian king. Just kind of rings true. That maybe they're just kind of telling a story. Maybe it's just designed to make us not trust all the rest of history, right? Who knows? It turned out that an expert in ancient Aramaic inscriptions had etched the word into the shards last summer, finding of what was thought to be the first ever discovery of an inscription with King Darius the Great's name. Okay, so the first with King Darius the Great's name received. How do you even know that King Darius the Great is real then, if there's nothing with his inscriptions on it? Received considerable publicity when it was announced on Wednesday. So this was short-lived, right? They discover it Wednesday, Friday. They're like, we messed up. Fair, I suppose. Hiker last December in Tel Ashish National Park, 25 miles southwest of Jerusalem. The inscription on the shard of pottery reads, "Year 24 of Darius." According to the government press release on Wednesday, this would have dated the inscription to 498 BC, or 2,500 years ago. You see how they do this? Like, if this wouldn't have been caught, right? Fake or not, if this was a fake and this hadn't been caught, then they would have just believed that this was 2,500 years ago or dated 498 BC, right? It's that simple. These guys are chumps. Darius the Great was the father of King Ahasuerus, an important figure in the Jewish tradition linked to the story of Purim, which is celebrated next week. Okay, so we got some weird stuff there. Don't want to even comment. Not going to touch that while we're still on YouTube. Moving along, after the news broke about the seemingly serendipitous fighting, an expert came forward explaining that she herself had carved the words into the shard, according to the Associated Press. Okay, so what? Did you like carve it and then dump it, and then when you saw it on the news, you're like, "Oh shit, that's mine." This story really isn't adding up. Really isn't adding up at all. But hey, what do I know? I'm just some regular Joe sitting in his room, sitting in his office, doing a podcast. So who the freak knows? Let's go ahead and move on. Now, the reason why I thought this was interesting is because it's obviously not the first time that there have been forgeries, with things of antiquity. Again, another example I just brought up was, kings of neighboring nations would just do that all the time, particularly in England. Like, you seen this. I literally seen an example. It was the TV show. I think it was like Vikings, right? So don't watch a whole lot of TV, but every once in a while you can get some good snidbits like that. So let me go ahead and get rid of this and pull up the next thing. So the reason why I wanted to cover this is because, for one, history is really important. As they do say, if you don't know where you're from, you won't know where you're going. And the reason why that is pretty interesting is because history is probably cyclical. Just throwing that out there. At least they want us to believe that. That might just be a trap. Bear in mind. So try not to get stuck in pointless cycles, right? But that doesn't mean that everything doesn't happen in cycles, right? That just might be the way things are. So history founds the root of the being, along with the true earth. That's why these two subjects are really important to cover, right? You need to know where you live, and you need to know when you live and why you live. So these are all things that we can slowly figure out, hopefully. And if not, hey, we can always find our own purpose, right? Who knows? Let me go ahead. I think I got it pulled up here. So this one really struck a lot of Christians a blow, and the reason why is because, especially if you follow. I know a lot of King Jamers that made this claim that the Dead Sea Scrolls are like the proof that the Bible is real and that the King James is the most accurate, and blah 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 blah. So here, when this came out, this was again another really interesting admission to come out, especially from people who had every reason for these to come back real. Let's go ahead and dive into the Dead Sea Scrolls. Right, the proven forgeries. I do want to note that unless these are all the Dead Sea Scrolls, it wasn't actually all of them that were proven to be forgeries. Just this huge bulk over here at this museum, the Museum of the Bible. And unfortunately, it wasn't just like one or two of them were forgeries. They were all forgeries. So, according to the Museum of the Bible. So, let's go ahead and dive right into this article. Washington, D.C. On the fourth floor of the Museum of the Bible, a sweeping permanent exhibit tells the story of how the ancient scripture became the world's most popular book. Blah, 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 consists the oldest known surviving copies of the Hebrew Bible. But now, the Washington, D.C. Museum has confirmed a bitter truth about the fragment's authenticity. On Friday, independent researchers funded by the Museum of the Bible announced that all 16 all 16 of the museum's Dead Sea Scroll fragments are modern forgeries that duped outside collectors, the museum's founder, and of the world's leading biblical scholars. A modern forgery duped everyone. So they don't always catch it, guys. That's the point. They don't always catch it. And this is like hailed by a lot of people to be like a really big truth. Just continue. I don't want to sign in. Please, no. Don't do it. Ah, you son of a bitch. Well, that's pretty much all I wanted to report on that. I'm not going to make an account for these guys. I'm going to stand my ground firm. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. Get rid of that. Perfect. All right. So, again, the Dead Sea Scrolls, unfortunately, were proven to be a forgery. And although they are heavily debated, right? There's a video Bait to Phila did a while back, a couple of years ago, actually, where he goes through and he's like, yeah, the Dead Sea Scrolls, when you read them, they actually have all kinds of things in there that aren't biblical. And that's why they really shouldn't be considered. So, anyway, I'll leave that at that. This isn't the true fate debate, guys. You got to catch that on Wednesday. Okay, that is something that's also really fun. Like I said, I love to argue. I love to have great conversations. I love to think and be challenged on my worldview. So that for that reason, I have introduced 2 other shows besides the Tribune show. So let's go ahead and check out that weekly lineup, guys. I know that it's Monday. You are watching what was supposed to be the show for Sunday. So it is what it is. What the heck are you going to do? I'm not going to cry about it. Here we are Monday having a fantastic show, a fantastic time with you. Also, I do appreciate it. But Wednesday, we are going to have the true fate debate. And that's something really special. There's a lot of really strong, really emotional opinions on it, and including my own. I will admit that I have some pretty strong opinions as well. So definitely come on in. Come one, come all, people from all faiths, and let's have the discussion. Why do you feel that your faith is the truth, the end all be all truth? And just let us in on that, and we'll go have the conversation back and forth. We can also talk about man's fate in general, spirituality. Is there going to be an apocalypse? All kinds of really great stuff with the true fate debate. And then following that, we got the Flat Smack Friday, guys. It is the true Earth debate, the one and only. Come on out, join the open panel. We are having more and more Globe guests come on. We're funneling them from the Discord. It's going to be awesome. So be sure to check that out. I've literally almost got this thing pulled up. So I'm getting ready to go ahead and move it over to Rokfin, guys. It's been really fun. We covered quite a bit in this last hour. I'm going to go ahead and play us out with this song, with this shout out to the maker. And then we will go ahead and... What the heck? There we go. Go ahead and see you on Rokfin to finish out, right? So this comes from wrong name. This is going to come from Conspiracy Music Guru. And I don't know why I'm searching it that way. I literally had it saved already. Whew, definitely time for a break, right? All right. So this is going to come from Conspiracy Music Guru. And the reason why I wanted to go ahead and do this is because, for one, he's got a new album coming out. Definitely check that out. It's got a cool genre. Go check him out for sure. So let me... Not that one. It always wants to play that first. We're going to go ahead and start with... this isn't from his new album. This is a song from an older album. But I feel like it fits in well with a lot of the things that I'm about. So As we know, part of our existence, is to be rooted, at least somewhat into the reality of things. That's why the title of the show is rooted in reality. That's why we dig for the truth. That's why we don't accept the lies of men. And so, one of the truths of this reality that's just hard and unavoidable, but can also be pretty blissful, is that we are made of, matter and frequency, or I should say, frequency and energy. In fact, there was actually a really good a quote that I had found on the Discord. So again, shout out there. Let me go ahead and get this pulled up for you before I play this. Now, I will preface this by saying I don't know if this is a real quote, right? But it is still really cool, and I resonate with the message nonetheless. So let me go ahead and just adjust it. Boom. Bill Hicks. Today, a young man on acid realized that all matter is merely energy condensed into slow vibration, that we are all one consciousness experiencing itself subjectively. There is no such thing as death. Life is only a dream, and we are the imagination of ourselves. Here's Tom with the weather. Excellent quote there. So with that being said, let's go ahead and kick off Conspiracy Music Guru.
Notion has been the centerpiece of...
After this lame commercial plays. Ugh. And we're going to go ahead and play the song Rooting. So hope you guys enjoy it. If I don't see you again, have a good night. Thanks for watching. But we're about to have a lot of fun over on the Rokfin side. So go ahead and jump on over. There's a link below in the description. And we'd be happy to have you. So I will see you folks on the other side. Bye.